Hello there. Welcome to Ewok Talk, a podcast about all things Star Wars. Back at it again. I'm Nicholas Koss here with...
I'm Big Mo.
And I'm Diana.
So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed the holidays. We certainly did. We spent it here together in our apartment. We got some nice little gifts for each other and everything.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. We watched some movies and stuff.
Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger, a favorite of Nick's and now a favorite of mine.
I showed them Annie, the 1997 ABC version of Annie.
A favorite of Diana's and now a favorite of mine.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Instant classic.
Good stuff.
Check it out.
In terms of gifts, I got a lot of great gifts, but you only remember what you didn't get. And listeners, I'm sorry to say I did not get the Star Wars penis sleeve for Christmas.
The willy warmer.
Actually,
I did not
Nick,
get
you
that
should
one.
tell Muhammad what you got him, or one of you can say what you, because I thought it was sweet, and it's Star Wars related.
Oh, I'll say it. Okay, so when I was a kid, this actually starts way back when, in the late 90s.
Yeah.
This starts at his birth.
We had just moved to the United States, and this was our first apartment, I recall. And I had recently seen Star Wars, so I was really into, I'd seen some episode 4 actually around the time episode 1 came out, because I don't know, my parents didn't go to movie theaters. Anyhow, I got this action figure that my dad got me of a stormtrooper with the orange pauldron. And I remember there was one in A New Hope, and it was so special to me, and I was so excited to have this cool, beautiful action figure that looked so neat. And I was playing with it over a grate that led deep into the earth. And inevitably, I dropped it, and it fell. And I could see it, but I didn't want to tell any of the adults, because I didn't want them to think that I lost a toy they got me 6 minutes ago. So for years, I just had to live with that memory until...
Oh, I'm supposed to speak now, I guess. I was perusing eBay, buying my things like I usually do, and I saw the action figure that Mo was telling me the story about, and I was like, oh, that'd be nice to get him that. And I was like, he might not even really remember this story that he told me by the time he opens this gift. But yeah, I bought it for him for Christmas because I thought that'd be a nice little thing for him to have, nostalgia-wise.
And it was actually very meaningful to me, and I really obviously appreciate it. It sits now on my mantle over my desk next to my action figure of Colin Powell and an octopus that tells you what mood I'm in.
Yeah, he was very clearly touched, and I thought it was a nice memory. Nick got some cool Star Wars stuff as well.
Yeah, the highlight being probably I got an Anakin Skywalker drink topper from the Phantom Menace. He's in his pod racing gear. It was distributed at movie theaters for the release of the film in 1999. Mm-hmm. That gift was from our good friend Liam Scott.
Yep. Thank you, Liam. But also, thanks.
Did you get me something cool?
Did I get you something cool? Are you serious?
Star Wars related?
Are you dead ass?
Here it is.
No, I don't remember.
You're witnessing the breakup of this podcast and this relationship.
I got you the Mando Blaster.
Oh yeah, that came after Christmas. That was very cool, yes.
It was a Christmas gift.
It was a Christmas gift. I just forgot that was a Christmas gift because it came
Yeah, he didn't open it on
later.
Christmas, yeah.
But yeah, that was awesome.
It's actually pretty nice.
Pretty cool Mando Blaster.
You guys will never
pistol.
understand the level of cringe I'm feeling right there.
It's really not that bad.
Oh, God.
I mostly wanted to talk about it because I thought it was really cool too. I don't think I got anything Star Wars related this Christmas, which is fine.
I got you a Baby Yoda mug.
Oh fuck yeah, I did get a
yeah.
whole bunch of. Well, that was you did not specifically get me a Baby Yoda mug.
Oh,
That was
I forgot.
Will Russo.
Yeah.
You got me a different mug, an Animal Crossing
I was
mug.
gonna say you didn't do that.
But yeah, thank you, Will,
And
for those gifts.
Right, and Will also got me a Baby Yoda thermos for like my commute. So thank you.
He also got me a spice grinder. It's like the shape of a Death Star. It's a really cool spice grinder.
For spice.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyway, oh, and I bought myself the AT-AT Lego set, which that's selfish but cool.
It's like the size of our cat.
It's
Really.
wonderful. And yeah, we have a cat now since the last time we did the podcast.
So thank you, Cat.
Yeah, I don't know where Mr. Pibb went.
He's
but
under the couch.
he's a cutie.
I can smell him.
But anyway, so yeah, so for this podcast, we decided to revisit Solo. Mo had actually never seen Solo until now.
Yeah, funny story. We were all supposed to see Solo together in the movie theater, and it was actually Mo's idea to go see it together. He hit us up and was just like, let's go see Solo. So it became a plan between me, Nick, our friend Leanne, who we mentioned earlier, our friends Alicia, Andrew, our friends Ilya and Will, Suarez, and we were all going to go see the movie and meet Muhammad there, and guess who didn't show up?
I don't remember any of. I honestly do not. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, because you didn't go to the movie. That's why. The reason why you couldn't see it with us is because you couldn't pick up a movie using your movie pass thing.
Oh, well, that makes sense. I'm not paying full price to see fucking Solo in the movie theaters back in 2017. That's not happening.
Well, we were also seeing it at like the Alamo.
Yeah, we're seeing it at
so
the
it was
Alamo.
it was
Oh,
a whole
yes.
experience.
Yeah, it was a really good experience.
It's more of a lunch / dinner thing. And
That would cost me at least like $50, $60. No effing way. Movie pass, $5.
But it was a really nice experience overall.
Yeah, it was pretty
With our
enjoyable.
friends.
I was sad to hear that it was really good, so that kind of sucked. For me, at the time, at least.
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, so what now? Not having seen the movie until this past week, what did you think?
I should have gotten and seen it with you guys first. No, I thought it was incredible. It's amazing too because I had avoided it for so long. Not avoided it, but it sat in the back of my head. It's like, oh, it's rare that a Star Wars movie exists that I haven't seen. So when I think of this one, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I never liked Han Solo as much as other people did. As a character.
Yeah, I think
Same.
a lot of people felt that way.
Oh, I think a lot of people love Han Solo, but do think, I agree that a lot of people just, for whatever reason, be it some hate for The Last Jedi or just not really being interested in seeing a young Han Solo movie of fear of it ruining the character or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of reasons I think people didn't see this movie. And the box office numbers really show that. We were taking a look here. Almost all of the Disney Star Wars movies have a comparable budget. They're from like 200 to 300 million approximately, So I mean, when Force Awakens came out, it made like $2 billion, which is kind of not really surprising because, Disney just had the license finally and they made the first Star Wars film since the prequels. So people were really excited. You see Han Solo, Chewbacca, Millennium Falcon in the trailer. Everyone loses their shit. Oh my God! Millennium Falcon! The Falcon! The Millennium Falcon! It's the Millennium Falcon! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh God! I gotta play with my Star Wars toys!
Yep.
That's exactly the reaction, I think. But other than that, I think all the other ones made about $1 billion, but Solo underperformed pretty drastically compared to that, which was only at like $393 million, which makes sense that Disney would kind of consider that a bit of a failure.
Yeah.
And that would kind of put a stop to them doing these one-off movies and whatnot, which, I it's a little disappointing because I thought the movie was really good and I would be excited to see more movies in the same vein.
Right.
Or even a sequel that branches off of where this film ended. And by the way, obviously it's going to be spoiler heavy with this. We're talking in depth about all of the movies. So if you somehow haven't seen it, probably just stop watching and go
you should watch the
film.
movie for sure. Like, I definitely don't think it's a waste of time.
No, it's not. If you like Star Wars and if you really like The Mandalorian, I think it's got a lot of Mandalorian vibes for sure.
Right.
Yeah, I think one big problem was kind of, I wouldn't say the marketing, but just the concept, right? So
Yeah.
the Force Awakens series is about what happens after Luke. Fine, people are interested. The Rogue One is about what happened between, the prequels and whatever. People are interested. Solo, I mean, it doesn't even happen after, Han Solo and Luke. It's just like a prequel to Han Solo, which I get, it is interesting, but, it's not the first thing on people's mind. Like, what was he doing? He was a smuggler. Okay, so what?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea who decided that they needed this movie. I think, that's a major reason why no one really saw it, just because it was like, well, who asked for this?
That's true. Yeah, no, I agree with that sentiment, where it's like, I didn't really need it, but doesn't mean it was a bad movie.
Yeah.
You know.
And I mean, I would agree with Mo where like I liked Han Solo, but he was like growing up, I wouldn't say he was like, oh, he's my favorite. I want to be Han Solo.
Yeah.
I need to know everything about Han Solo. You know, I was like, oh, Han Solo's cool. He's like, but he always felt like the side character guy to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I also think that because we know how he dies just from The Force Awakens and stuff, I think it also put, and like that left a bad taste in people's mouth. I think it just like resonated with the idea of, oh, this movie is probably going to make me feel similar. But yeah, no, it is surprising that it did so poorly considering that, like you said, so much of the Star Wars movies use the same amount of money. But this movie, the box office only surpassed it by a little bit, like not even
Right.
not even 100 million. You
Yeah,
know?
probably didn't really surpass the marketing expenses. Because usually, rule of thumb is that a movie's budget for like marketing and advertising is almost the same as like the budget to create the film.
Wow, I did not know that. That's crazy. $300 million on marketing.
Well, maybe not $300 million on marketing, just because this movie had, I think, extensive reshoots.
Oh, that's also
I
true.
see.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that happened with this movie that could have affected how.
Oh, it could have been a totally different movie, I think, because originally Phil Lord and Chris Miller were supposed to direct this film.
And they're the Lego Movie people, right?
Yeah, they made the Lego movie. I don't know if they directed, but they produced the Into the Spider-Verse movie.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting that.
They're really cool guys. They have a funny sense of humor and everything. I don't know if that would have translated well into a Star Wars film. And I have a feeling that's probably why they parted ways with the production. I don't know how early on it was.
Right.
They brought Ron Howard in to do it, and I know that he reshot like 80% of what Lord and Miller had shot already anyway. So it's like pretty much almost nothing of what they shot was really in this movie.
That's interesting.
Knowing that, I mean, I'm even more shocked that this ended up being kind of so good.
Right, I agree. I mean, like I think this movie has a more coherent, interesting overall story than Rogue One does.
Yes. Yes, I'm sorry. I had to think about the plot of Rogue One, and I was like, yeah,
It just feels like a more complete film. It doesn't really feel like they reshot a bunch of shit. You know what I mean?
Right. I think that's a good point, is that it doesn't feel like it was just thrown together or anything
Whereas,
like that.
like, the first half of Rogue One definitely feels kind of disjointed, in my
That's
opinion.
fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
And one note on the characters, I'm actually surprised that, you know, between the actor, I mean, who plays Han, I have him here, Alden Ehrenreich, and he's kind of an unknown compared to his co-stars, Amelia and Danny Glover.
Donald Glover.
This time I did it on purpose. So there we go. 10
yeah,
comedy points for Mo.
good save.
And Woody,
Everybody out there is like, oh, so funny.
and Woody Harrelson.
Anyway, and Woody Harrelson. And so he's got all these guys, like, you know, and amazingly, none of the actors, like none of the co-stars crowded him out, which is kind of hard to do when all of them are kind of like superstars at this point.
Yeah, I don't really think any of the other characters really stole any scenes away from him.
Right. At the same time, I do think having those familiar faces does like play against Star Wars, just because you know these people from different things, and it's hard to like invest in their character when you already associate them with other things. You know,
I think that's true for Donald Glover. I don't think that's
I
true
agree.
for Woody. He felt like his own kind of character.
Yeah, well, because he's primarily like I don't want to say he's like not a big like A-list actor because he is, but I feel like he's more of a character actor.
Yeah,
he looked like Macklemore.
he did.
yeah, he did a bit. But I mean, yeah, him, I agree. I mean, I think the only one that really stood out too much just because of how well known and like his personality and everything is just, you know, Donald Glover was just a little bit, I know a lot of people praise like he's the perfect guy to play Lando, young Lando. And I'm like, I don't dislike him at all, but I just think, I don't know, he just feels more like Donald Glover than Lando to me.
Yeah, I think I talked to you guys about this after we watched it. Like, I love Donald Glover. I've been a fan of Donald Glover for a very long time. Not as much now, but just the voice that he uses to be Lando, I've heard it before in something else, and it's just hard to think of him as anything but Donald Glover trying to be doing a Lando impression, like you said,
Right.
Nick.
I think he's I think the thing is like he's kind of just doing a suave guy impression when like Lando is a suave man, and he's like, he's a ladies' man. He's like cool and collected, and he's slimy. He's a little more nuanced than that. He's not always like, "Hey, baby."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
he's more than just. I feel like Donald Glover was just doing more just of a caricature of like a cool dude, like version of him, and wasn't really like capturing any of the nuance of like what his character really is.
And I understand that he's playing a younger version of Lando, but like we were seeing a younger version of Han, and I thought that he did a great job.
Yeah, indistinguishable. I mean, obviously not by looks or whatever,
Yeah,
but by
voice is different.
character and
Yeah.
acting.
Yeah, I mean, if I didn't know that Harrison Ford existed, like, and you swapped out them, like, I think, yeah, it would feel very similar.
Yeah,
And
I think there was like an organic growth between, like a believable growth between who this Han is and what he grows into.
Yeah, I think he captured a lot more of just the body language, the mannerisms, like the speaking patterns of like what you would imagine Han Solo would be like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He wasn't like, "Hey kid, we gotta go to the Falcon," but he was like,
What the hell is a Falcon?
But he was, I think especially he did a really good job with the facial acting, like expressions and stuff
I
that
agree.
captures like the kind of stuff Harrison Ford does.
And I guess for Amelia Clarke, that's her name, correct?
Yes.
I haven't watched Game of Thrones, so I don't associate her with that really.
Me neither.
Yeah, she was cool. I liked her character definitely more the second time I watched it. The first time I watched it, I was like, that is a good movie, but I think after some time seeing it again, because I haven't seen it since we watched it in the theater, I definitely liked it more the second watch.
I think Amelia Clarke also has, I mean, I think her character was great, her acting was great, everything, blah, blah, blah. But she also has a little bit of a benefit where if you are a white woman with a British accent, you just like fit into Star Wars like
Brunette,
a glove.
yeah. White brunette, British accent.
They should just get Queen Elizabeth from the Queen into Star Wars. Perfect fit. No one would even notice.
Yeah. I mean, I think I really like that character, Kira, because she's just totally, I feel like she's kind of totally different than any like female character we've
agree.
seen in Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I know that like maybe a lot of people don't like how the movie ended with her kind of deciding to take over for Dryden and, take the ship and report to Maul and everything like that. I was talking about it before, and I think that it's also, by doing that, she wasn't only doing that in a selfish way, she was also protecting Han and Chewie and,
Right.
and not giving their information to Maul, so they're not going to track them down. They only know, she only told him about Woody Harrelson's character.
Right. Macklemore.
What's his name?
What was
I
the
don't remember.
name of the planet they were on?
I don't even remember
That
that.
last planet?
Yeah.
No clue.
Walking in and no clue, like, what up? I got a cool mom.
Beckett. Beckett was his
Oh,
name.
Beckett.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, so she, she just told Maul about Beckett and Dryden, and, Maul's just pissed, but he's like, all right, come on to me, like, we'll deal with Beckett or whatever. But, I mean, she saved Han
Yeah.
from being entangled in that.
Yeah. I mean,
And she knew that was the only way to really get out of that. She couldn't run away with Han because then they'd both be hunted down. And
I think she handled it the best that she could.
Yeah.
Which is nice of her. I mean, like, that's the thing is that it's not gonna end. There's no happy ending here.
right, yeah. And I mean,
Yeah.
from the very beginning, you pretty much know it's like, Han, she's not going with you at the end of this.
It's not the same girl. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, cool. It's cool that Han ends up with Leia. But, the second this movie started and Han's GF walked on, I was like, 5 out of 5. GF,
5 out of
awesome.
5.
I hate to admit it, but what I really love is romantic comedies as a genre.
You hate to admit it.
Well, I would never, well, I guess not.
In front of my male friends.
I love violence.
A shooty shoot. Second reason I like Kira a lot is because it does give us a reason to see why Han is a lot more detached emotionally.
Yeah, he's
like
more hardened.
in
Yeah.
at least A New Hope and Empire. He's jaded from his past.
Yeah.
Especially if you think about like Kira being the first like person that he really like loved.
Yeah, that's his
you know
first
what I mean?
love. When I mentioned that you could believe that this young Han grew into this old Han, like organically, I think they
Right.
did a good job of like making that path for him.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think it's funny, too, that a lot of chuds on the internet are always, this is one of their main call-out points. Like, if you're
What
white...
is a chud? Sorry.
It's like, a pejorative term for a right wing, like the kind of people who are like, Star Wars is white genocide or some shit.
So it's different from a Chad.
Well, I think they are Chads, but they're
Okay.
not. Does that make sense?
Oh,
Yeah, I get it.
got it.
Yeah,
Thank
you know
you.
the type. Okay. So yeah, a lot of them point out like, oh my god, between Rey and between Jyn Erso, right?
Yeah,
It's
Jyn
like
Erso.
it's like literally white brunette woman can do no wrong. And we have Kira here, who's a remarkably complex character, and that never, ever, ever gets mentioned in any meme because they just can't touch it, you know? Over the last 4
yeah.
years, I've never even heard of this character, and I look at a lot of Star Wars memes.
That's a good point.
He
I
does.
I don't ever really see memes making fun of Kira at all, like in any way, or complaining about her.
Because that's, what's her name? Dragon Lady Woman.
Dragon Lady, Queen of Dragons, or whatever.
Doesn't she do the same thing in Game of Thrones?
I don't watch Game of Thrones. I take pride in
don't
not
know.
watching Game of Thrones. So anyone who's listening, watching Game of Thrones, you're dumb.
Yeah, everyone who's listening, if you love Game of Thrones, that's awesome. I don't give a fuck.
Sorry.
I'm never going to watch that series.
Never gonna watch it,
And it's not because I hate you or your opinions.
but we do.
That's a separate thing.
No, it's just because, like, I don't know. It's one of those things where it was harder to watch HBO or whatever when I was younger. And now, to watch the whole thing is daunting, and people telling you it's amazing over and over again only makes you more hesitant to watch it.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
you're like, how amazing could it be?
Like, a lot of great people have told me to watch Game of Thrones, but a lot of people I don't really care for, even more people I don't really care for, have told me to watch Game of Thrones. And I'm like, I don't know.
And it should say something that we are now a year out from the season finale or the series finale, and it's gone.
Like, no one talks about it anymore.
Is that a
Magic
line?
Conch, am I ever going to watch Game of Thrones?
Maybe someday.
So a cool note I thought about, I have some fun facts here on my sheet that I thought were, I was looking through the IMDb trivia and I was like, oh, that's interesting. So fun fact, and Alden Ehrenreich was actually like the first person that they auditioned for the role of Han Solo when
Oh.
Phil Lord and Chris Miller were doing auditions. Apparently they had over like 2,000 people. And they kept thinking the whole time, like, oh, that first guy was pretty good. And they, ultimately went with him, which I think is pretty crazy. So for people to think like, oh, that was a bad, why'd you curse that guy? Blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't, they put a lot of thought into
Yeah,
this,
no,
guys.
that's incredibly impressive to be the first impression, basically, and then last that long. Like, or
Right.
I don't know what the chances are because I don't know anything about, this
Right.
process, but that's crazy.
And I hope the box office failure of this film does not affect his career, because I think he's a very talented guy. And
Yeah.
I think I want to see him in other things.
Definitely, for sure. I think it also shows the importance of being first or being last.
Sure,
People remember first and last,
Yeah.
not number 1705.
Right. I wonder how he got that, like, first audition.
Right.
So there is, on the internet, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but there is famously a person that a lot of salty peanuts have wanted young Han Solo to be. And that guy is Anthony Ingruber. I think that's how you pronounce his name. They think he should have played young Han Solo. And if you see him, podcast listeners, just look up Anthony Ingruber, Age of Adeline, and you'll see, like, scenes of him portraying a young Harrison Ford. He does look a lot like him. He does sound a lot like him. I can't disagree with people that think he probably could have done a good job, but ultimately, it's not really about being the perfect caricature of, like, a young Harrison Ford. You know,
Yeah.
it's a little more in depth than that. This guy, I don't think he has as much experience in acting as Alden Ehrenreich, and I think that he only played small, short snippets of young Harrison Ford in that film, which I think probably worked really well, but I don't know if I could see a whole movie of him doing, like, an impression of Harrison Ford.
That's the thing, is that an impression is so different from actually, like, bringing a character to life. And if you can't understand that basic, like, the basic idea, then you have no right to be like, this person should play blah, blah, blah. It's like, that's not how it works.
I think one important psychological note is that when someone is doing an impression more than for just a laugh, like they're trying to recreate something, immediately your brain goes from consuming to critiquing, and you're looking for any mistake, and it is exhausting.
Yeah.
It is exhausting. So if we saw that for a whole movie, I think my brain would have broken in half.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
that probably would have been really annoying to watch. Yeah. No offense to that guy. Sorry.
No, I think
great guy.
maybe he would have done an amazing job. I don't know. But I think Alden did a great job. So
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. And I just wanted people to know, anyone who's kind of still salty about that and making angry comments on the internet or trying to put down the movie. One of the co-writers, John Kasdan, confirmed that this Anthony Ingruber guy did audition for the role. So it's not like they just like completely passed by him and were like, no, we can't even consider that guy. He even said they gave him a little more special attention just because they knew that he was,
Known to be
known
that guy.
to
Yeah.
do that impression and whatnot. So, ultimately, for whatever reasons, they decided not to go with him.
Fair is fair.
The guy who played Chewbacca in like all the Disney Star Wars movies so far. So obviously he's got that pretty down.
Yeah,
I think,
he gets it. Yeah.
And I think honestly, I really like how Chewbacca looks in this film in terms of like his costume and just the way he's groomed. I think he looks the most authentic to like the original trilogy Chewbacca that we've ever seen in any of the movies since the original trilogy. Even Revenge of the Sith, Chewbacca didn't really look like Chewbacca, in my opinion. He looked just odd.
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith, I remember being like at that ending scene. Yeah, I didn't see it. Like, I didn't know Chewie was like a fighter against the droids.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I saw that, I was like, oh, that seems weird. And the whole character looked weird.
Yeah, he just doesn't really. He didn't really look like himself much in that movie, and in the sequel trilogy, I think he looks a little too cleanly groomed. He just kind of looks like
Taking care of himself. Self-care, man.
yeah. I guess I should be happy for him because he's taking care of himself, but he just doesn't really look like Chewbacca should, in my opinion, in the sequel trilogy.
I would like you to make a mood chart of all the different Chewbaccas in the Star Wars movies.
Well,
which Chewbacca do you feel like today?
Well, I just think like in the original trilogy, he just feels so much like real in terms of like a messy dog. He doesn't seem like a pampered, groomed, hairy man. He seems more like a hairy man in the sequel trilogy because he's just like it just looks like he brushed himself every morning.
Well, it's funny that I didn't know I wanted it, but when I saw Chewbacca in the film, I was like, oh, yeah, I am very curious what happened between the end of Revenge of the Sith and whatever. And he's a slave. So, okay, I got it. Thank you, filmmakers.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Chewbacca, I think, in this film. He's good. The character plays him well. I actually like him a lot. I think his, him meeting Han for the first time was done respectably, It's fine. It's an interesting backstory. I'm not complaining about it. The only really complaints I have about this movie are them trying to shove in some of the things that we know about Han Solo. I feel like if they would have taken some of that stuff out, I would have had less nitpicks with the movie, like that frickin' custom officers guy or whatever being like,
oh my god,
the recruiting dude who's just like, who are your people? I'm alone. I don't have people. On Solo.
The thing is that, like, when it was happening, you could feel it in your bones. You're like,
no,
fuck,
don't do it.
don't do this. It was the worst part of the movie.
I mean, it's just so goofy.
Yeah, I was like, come on, man. Deadass, that's how we're gonna go about it. Okay.
Yeah, it was just, and I know it's supposed to be funny and dumb too, but it was too dumb, it crosses that line. Reading on IMDb, it was interesting because, apparently that scene was actually inspired by The Godfather Part 2, because I guess when, in that film, when he comes to America, like they ask him what his name is, and like he's trying to explain it to this guy, and he doesn't hear him right or whatever, so he just writes Corleone as his last name. That's just where he's from in Italy.
Oh,
gotcha.
Interesting.
Still stupid, but
yeah, it's
the Godfather 2 thing is smart.
The Godfather
Yeah.
2 thing I like. The Solo thing is stupid. Let me be clear there.
Oh, a quick note on names. One thing I can't help nitpick over is that you've got Han, you got Chewbacca, Kira, Lando, L337, Dryden Voss, but Woody Harrelson's name's Beckett. Like, Beckett just feels like an English teacher's name.
I mean,
or
Luke
something.
is a...
I get it, Luke, I get it,
Yeah.
but that's legacy.
Where do you think George Lucas got that name from?
His wife, Marsha's brother.
Yeah, no, I understand that it's a little weird. They didn't make it special. They didn't make it Star Wars.
Yeah.
They just didn't. I don't know.
I don't
Whatever.
know.
It just bugs me.
I don't know. It doesn't bug me.
Every
but,
time
yeah.
they said Beckett, I'm like,
I feel like Val like sounds more like, Earth name to me than Beckett.
Yeah, but you
I
can
don't
just
know.
hear it like the full name's like Valesian or Val
Val Kilmer.
That's true.
famous Star Wars antagonist Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Sorry. I have no... That is a nitpick. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that's right.
Yeah, that's a good nitpick.
Those nerdy nitpicking nerds.
Yeah. That's a teaser for a segment we'll be doing in the future. Apparently the storytime YouTuber Swoozy auditioned for Lando, and I could not fathom why that would. I don't know if I hope he was just joking.
Do you know who Susie is?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
This is all you guys. YouTube is as foreign to me as foreign films. I don't do YouTube very much.
He's just a little goofball. He basically tells stories about him in high school,
Yeah, and he has a lot of stories
And
about
he's
how he's macking on girls, but he's a virgin.
He's like a 35-year-old man.
He's 37 now, or something like that. Maybe even older, but yeah, he's been doing this shtick for so long.
Yeah, he's
I'm
been doing this
I
for,
really
a
hope
decade.
it was a joke that you thought that you could be Lando, because there's no way in hell that you, a virgin, could be Lando. Sorry, it's true.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still a virgin, but I'm imagining I think he is. But yeah, this
Look, a guy's got to make his money how you can, but if what you're telling me is accurate, then by God, dude.
I thought it was really cool that they mentioned Terrace Kasi as form of martial arts that Kira knows.
Yeah.
Taught from Dryden. It was that's a reference to that old PlayStation 1 game, which was, it's like a Mortal Kombat Star Wars ripoff game. It was really bad, but when you're a little kid, it's awesome.
Oh, what game was it? Sorry.
Terrace Kasi.
That's what it's
It was
called?
called Masters of Terrace Kasi, yeah.
Nice.
You could have just rewinded and found out. Oh, fourth wall. Editors.
You
Yeah,
happy? You happy about that?
Yeah, we edit.
We.
I edit.
Oh.
I mean, the last bit of trivia I thought was cool was that six-eyed alien that was at that sabacc table was apparently one of the most advanced, I guess, mechanical heads that they've ever made for a film production, because it's got artificial intelligence in the head thing, or
Really?
those the eye stalks move based on the movement of characters. The
Interesting.
performer's head, wherever they're going, apparently the eyes move. So I don't think, maybe I'm assuming there's some CGI enhancements, but that was, I think, mostly practical, which I thought that whole thing was CG, that guy.
Oh, wow. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know why they went through all that effort for that, but that's pretty crazy.
I'm sure it was one of those things where it's just let's just see if we can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, in case it turned out wrong, they could be it was just that fucking guy, so it didn't matter.
And this film, I think, was the first film that when they're in the cockpit scenes, when they go into hyperspace and stuff, they were actually projecting that on a screen in front of them so they could react to it and light it appropriately. So I feel like this was kind of the precursor to the Mandalorian idea of the volume.
That's really cool. I think that's one of my favorite things about Star Wars is how the production grows as well with the new shit that comes out. That's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, with $300 million, they're improving the craft a little more with each movie. It's awesome.
Yeah. That's kind of what Star Wars has always been built on, So I think it's really awesome and important to see them pushing the technology.
This is a little separate, but I didn't see them do that much in sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I agree. Can't think of anything amazing that stands out that I'm wow, that was a really cool new
approach. Yeah,
I thought BB-8 was cool and new. I don't know much about making movies, but I thought that was neat and new.
Oh, that's fair enough. That's interesting. I don't know. Right, building the gyroscopic droid system. I'm sure that was a challenge of engineering.
That's right. I'm here defending the sequel trilogy. Kathleen, call me. I'm happy to join on anytime.
I just like that BB-8 his little voices were inspired by Bill Hader. I gotta bring it up. I'm sorry.
Right.
Bill Hader, if you're listening. Is that
Call me.
Anyway, so yeah, I mean, other than everything, like in terms of all the actors and everything that we talked about, like what was everyone's favorite scene from the film?
Mine's very easy. Out of a lot of great scenes, I loved the cosmic alien that they had to face, the one next to the black hole and so on. I was like, I know there are monsters in Star Wars. Like you got the Sarlacc pit, you got the Rancor, you got X, Y, and Z. But like, damn.
Yeah, that genuinely freaked you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we were watching it, you were like, "Oh, like,
Well,
it scared
think of like a god-sized monster. I mean, really, if there were gods in Star Wars, it would be this size. And dealing with something like that, and honestly, like things kept going wrong. I was like, I know it's dumb because I live in a real world with franchise and so on. But from a Watsonian perspective, I was like, are they gonna make it out of this? Like, this is crazy. And just in the nick of time, timed perfectly, loved it.
Yeah, no. I really liked how the black hole like tore that big monster apart. Like that was like creepy and cool looking. I think my favorite scene was probably the train heist part. I thought that was probably some of my favorite action in the whole film. From the magnetic boots that the troopers were wearing, that was cool visually. From like the way that the train would turn on the rails and everything, and then when the Cloud Riders came in, like Enfys Nest. I really actually like that theme. I know the music is kind of a little more forgettable in this film, but I think the Enfys Nest, like kind of choir haunting, like sound music, I like that soundtrack choice a lot. The combat with the spear and stuff with like whatever that. I don't know, that's a cool spear that it kind of does that like
that electro spear thing that they used, or
the spear that they used it does
like
it does
a taser?
something it does something interesting where like you can almost use it like a pogo stick, you know what I mean, like like it like kind of like as a force field, like a
I'd have to check that out.
that was pretty cool.
What was in that train again?
The coaxium, it was like that highly volatile refined coaxium
that we saw in The Mandalorian also? That was something else?
I think it had like the same purpose.
Yeah, but I wonder if it was the same thing.
I don't remember exactly, but
no, it wasn't. It was not the same thing. It was something else.
Yeah, it's the same purpose though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Very similar purpose, but it was just different kinds of fuels.
For me, I mean, I don't know if I have a favorite action scene necessarily in this movie. I do like the reveal of Enfys Nest. I thought that was really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Because you think, it's like this like antagonist or whatever. But it turns out to be like this young girl who's very talented and very like hardened by her life and just coming to that, agreement, and like even her telling her story, I thought was very powerful. I do remember from my first watch of the movie that she was like one of the characters that stuck out the most. Just that reveal. I think her costume was really cool.
Right.
Yeah, she's just a really cool character to add to the Star Wars realm. Yeah.
I liked her costume. I liked all the Marauders' costumes. I thought they were like pretty unique looking bandits or whatever you call them. I mean, technically rebels.
Yeah, proto rebels.
On our side.
Yeah, I mean, but like anyway, I just like the look of those guys. I thought she was a really cool, like strong character. Definitely showed that like age beyond her years.
Yeah.
I thought when that happened, what a twist. I was like, what? Beckett betraying you? Okay, whatever. Kira betraying you? I was like, that's kind of a stretch. This one, head spun right off. I couldn't believe what I saw.
It was nice.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see those characters again, like Enfys Nest and
I would love to know what happens afterwards.
Yeah, and I know a couple of those aliens are actually, or at least one of them is from Rogue One, from Saw Gerrera's like group of like crazy fanatic rebels.
Actually, you guys are just reminding me now how the end is like, whoa, what a twist! Whoa, what a twist! Whoa, what a twist! Like 7 times in a row. But it was well done enough where I was like, I didn't even notice until just now. Like, oh, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't feel cheap. It was not to me.
Yeah, I think the pacing of the movie was generally very good as well.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
5 out of 5 for me.
Oh, you're gonna give it a rating already?
Yeah, okay. 5 out of 5.
I mean, I'm not gonna. I'll just say 5 out of 5. I wasn't gonna rate it, but yeah, that's cool. I like the movie. I don't have any gripes that are worth bringing down like my enjoyment.
Yeah.
You're gonna give it a 5 out of 5?
I mean, I wouldn't give it.
Give
It was
a
the
5.
for a Star Wars movie. I will give it probably a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, all right, that's fine. I mean,
There's something about it that just didn't feel Star Wars to me. I don't know what it is exactly, but there's something about it that it just felt like, especially during the beginning, where it felt like 80s action movie.
I'm not feeling it at all.
It's just when he's in the car and he's driving and stuff. It reminded me of kind of a Baby Driver a little bit. I don't know. There's something.
I completely disagree.
That's
I feel
fine.
like I feel like out of the films, obviously Mandalorian, I think is the best Disney Star Wars property that's happened. But out of the films, I think this one feels the most Star Wars to me.
I know we're gonna watch Rogue One again, and we're probably gonna revisit that. But currently, in my heart, I feel Rogue One still feels more like Star Wars than.
Yeah, and I think
other
you're
one.
wrong, but it's cool.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's just voicing my opinion.
Well, there we have it. Diana's rating hanging like a millstone over the Han Solo movie, dragging it down to a 4.25 out of 5 from Ewok Talk.
Sorry.
All right, let's head over to Mo with the latest around the galaxy.
Thank you, Nick. Here we are on Tatooine for our latest segment, Big Dreams in Little Tusken. Massive investments in education have occurred under the Empire, hoping to turn Tusken Raiders into Tusken social workers and Tusken accountants. Here we have a class behind us learning Tusken poetry. Here's a little take here. Tell us a little bit about your country's poetry. That is so beautiful.
Oh my god.
Tusken sure say the darndest things. Back over to you, Nick.
Oh, thanks, Mo. Always a treat to see what's going on around the galaxy.
Yep. All around the galaxy.
Ouch time! Here comes some bomb-bad fan mail. If you have a Star Wars question you need answered, comment down below, send us a message or an email to talkewok@gmail.com to be featured in our next episode.
This week's question comes to us from our good friend Andrew, aka Snakeboy. He asks which Star Wars planet is best based solely on its name, and then the follow-up is which planet has the best environment. Snakeboy.
Yeah, so this was a tough one, honestly, to go. I went through all the planets on Wikipedia, and I was like, I wasn't seeing personally like a runaway best name for a planet. I do have a pick, but I'm not going first.
Okay, well, I'm happy to go first, actually. So, I to answer this question, I wonder if you guys ever played a game called the Star Wars Combine. Ever heard of that?
What?
So, the Star Wars Combine was an online MMORPG that was completely text-based, as in there was no graphics or no gameplay. You would just read things that happened.
So, a book?
Yeah, like a choose-your-own adventure.
Yeah.
And in 2009, I remember, or 2008, 2009, I remember finding the website. It was still under construction, but it was huge, right? So I signed up, and I was a soldier. I wrote this in myself in the 9th grade. I was a soldier. And what planet are you from? And the first name that caught my eye was Corellia. I was like, what a beautiful name. And I looked into it, and I was like, oh, a core world? That's me. I'm a core. I live in New York City. I'm a core world guy. And so, just brings back memories. Thanks, Andrew, for asking the question. Corellia being the best name.
Isn't Corellia like a shithole?
Yeah, isn't that Star Wars Bangladesh?
It's Star Wars Harlem.
That's where
And Harlem's not even that bad anymore.
That's where Han Solo and fellow scrum rat Kira crawled out of.
During the Republic, it wasn't so bad.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
That's right.
It is a pretty name, I will give you that.
Okay, I'll go second. Here we go. It's my pick. First, I want it.
Turkish Nick.
You're gonna act like...
Oh, it's my pick. Here I go. I don't know what that was.
Turkish? That was clearly like a Mario.
No, the first one was Turkish for sure. Also, Turkey and Italy are not that far apart.
All right.
On
That'll
my
come
plate.
up. Italy will come up later in my thing. So check this out. Okay. So I just wanted to go on the record before I say the best name. I want to just really single out the worst named planet, in my opinion. And it's the new one from that Rise of Skywalker movie called Pisana. And it's
What's so bad about
it's spelled Pasanna, but it said Pisana. Pisana. And it's just it just sounds terrible. Like, why would you name your fucking planet Pisana?
Kiss my piss.
Kiss my piss. and it's honestly, it's just another fucking desert planet anyway. What? Like, okay.
Yeah, that's true. Another.
Is there any
desert
like
planet.
fish on it?
No.
Okay.
Is
It's
this the
those
one?
weird looking guys. It's the one where they're having the festival.
Yeah,
Rise of
yeah.
Oh,
Skywalker.
right. Gotcha.
Oh my god, we have to find the Sith knife. Oh, hold on. You're gonna give me a necklace? That's so cool. Thanks.
Haha. I'm friends with Kylo Ren.
I'm traumatized. I need to know your last name. Tell me now. I don't have one. Anyway,
Solo.
Ray Solo.
Solo. That's kind of hot.
Anyway.
Because
No.
she takes Ben's name because she kissed him one
All
time.
right, let's not talk about it. So, but my pick for the best name, I'm just gonna. I decided I'm gonna go with a name that I feel like best sort of encapsulates what the planet is all about, and that is Malachor. Like, just by the name Malachor, that sounds really nasty, and it's like one of the Sith homeworlds, which makes sense. It just totally fits, and I like saying Malachor. I just like it. Just sounds evil.
Yeah, I'd say that's almost even like Chef's Kiss, like Tolkien-esque in terms of like quality of name.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, George.
Cool.
Good one, George.
Good one,
I
sure.
don't think he made that one up, but
Like
we'll give him
everything,
credit.
like everything in Star Wars.
I think I have a similar perspective on the names because the planet that I picked with the best name is actually Dathomir, which is, where the Night Sisters are from, and Darth Maul, I believe. Right?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. So I like that name. It sounds cool. If you look at the planet, it's very red. Like the environment is very red. It kind of looks like Hyrule Field when like Calamity Ganon's doing its thing. You know what I'm talking about, Nick.
Huh, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I went for in terms of names. I thought it looked cool. I also have an opinion on
The worst name?
the worst name.
Mhm.
It's Kashyyyk.
Kashyyyk
Kashyyyk is the word.
No. That was one of my higher choices that I was like, maybe I'll pick that as the best name.
There is no reason why Kashyyyk needs 3 Ys.
That's
Yeah.
why it's high up on my list. because
Jesus
it's
Christ.
Well,
like,
then I guess we don't have the same perspective
Okay.
because I disagree.
yeah, but Kashyyyk though, that as soon as you say Kashyyyk, you're like, oh yeah, Wookiees, that makes sense. They go there. To me, Kashyyyk sounds like the perfect name for the Wookiee planet.
Kashyyyk sounds like the name a spider would give itself. So there, and I think that's fucking
I don't
perfect.
even understand that. Okay.
Doesn't
So
need
then the
3 Ys.
follow-up of that
Sorry.
was, which planet has the best environment? And that's also hard because I was thinking about it. I was looking through these again, and literally the majority of Star Wars planets are either deserts, jungles, or fucking volcano planets. So it's basically like, do you like deserts or jungles? Or I guess cities.
Yeah.
I would say that I thought about it in the way of like, if I was going to travel to a planet, which planet would I travel to? And there are some cool exotic looking ones like Felucia or whatever, but like, I don't want to be there. So I was thinking like, where would I want to be? Like, what's a good environment? And then I thought, Naboo is a really nice, tranquil place. It's kind of like the Italy of Star Wars in terms of beauty,
Yeah.
structurally. It's got nice open fields, and I would like to visit that underwater city.
Mm-hmm.
I think that looks really cool, Autogunga. So that's my pick. And my second mention would be, I don't know if this is canon anymore, what happened to this place, but it was like a city planet called Nar Shaddaa.
Mm-hmm.
And it's essentially just like a danker Coruscant. It's kind of like a more Blade Runner-esque Star Wars city, which I think would be kind of cool to go visit.
Cool.
But yeah, those are my picks.
I actually also picked Naboo. It's just gorgeous. Like, what do you like? There's some really cool places in Star Wars, but if I was saying like a place where I wanted to go on vacation,
Right.
yeah, I think it would definitely be Naboo. It's just a very aesthetically pleasing.
No, it's really adding up how Anakin and Padme fell in love on Naboo.
Yeah, honestly,
It's a romantic planet.
Thanks, George.
George knows what he's doing. All you guys don't see the mastermind at work here.
Yeah, but I do have some, honorable mentions. There's this place called Rugosa. It's a moon. I think it might have been in the Clone Wars. I could be wrong, but basically it's a moon, and the way that it's like its environment is like these large coral reefs, and it's actually very pretty. So that's one pretty place that I found.
Is that the world where the whatchamacallits, the Watto people
I don't think so.
like hang out?
I don't believe so. I don't think they should exist there.
I think that's a moon, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
a Toydaria or something.
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
The way she described it, it sounds like that planet from that episode of the Clone Wars where Yoda and those clone guys are like
It sounds
running
familiar. It could be that one.
Because like how they had like those big coral-looking trees.
I don't remember seeing it. That's the thing.
Yeah, fuck you.
While
This
you're
guy can't remember what he ate for breakfast. So
why
why did I
look
even
at
ask
this.
him?
Look at this guy attacking the disabled. If you are a person who struggles with memory,
You're not disabled.
if you're a person who struggles with memory, we love you because you're going to listen to this over and over again.
Yo, this motherfucker knows his shit. Nick, yeah, he's
Are you
right.
serious?
He's
Jesus
completely
Christ.
right.
Oh, cool. That was just based on like a guess.
Well, I agreed with him, so
Oh, so now you like him
I'm
based on his
right.
memory.
No, he's like, oh, that sounds familiar, but I don't remember. I don't.
which
I
is
didn't
the
see that at
accurate
all.
response. I was telling the truth.
Whatever.
I have one more, sorry.
Oh my goodness.
It's quartzite. Quartzite is like they have these like really pretty crystal caves that you can live in. And they're gorgeous. So like they really are pretty. I really like pretty things. You guys know this about me. You
Yeah, I
should
don't know about. I don't know. I don't really know if I know what that looks like, but that sounds cool.
Hi, Mr. Bim.
I would like to take a moment to absolutely blast the bankruptcy of my co-host's pedestrian and bourgeois tastes, where the coolest planets are
Are
moving
we
the ones.
pedestrian or bourgeois? Pick one.
Yeah, it's both.
Okay,
The cool.
now-
I'm not done. The
Now
coolest
Yusa has
planets.
Misa attention.
The coolest planets are just the ones me and Johnny can go on vacation on. Well, I want to say that the coolest planet with the coolest environment for me, honestly, was Crate. It was cool. Salt planet?
Crate is on my list. I
Why
think
would you
it's-
want to be there?
I don't want to live
It's
there.
not what I want. No, that's not what
Yeah.
it is.
Why is it so cool?
I think it looks neat.
Just 'cause
It's just
there's
a
salt?
concept, conceptually, like a salt planet. How did this come about? Who lives here? What kind of civilization would emerge on a salt planet?
It's just you.
It seems like
Yeah,
nobody.
nobody,
It seems
right?
pretty barren. Yeah.
No, I don't know. I mean,
Salt.
well, no,
the
but
ice
there's something
foxes
on
live there. The crystal critters, they live
Oh,
there.
I hate that line. It's from
It's
the
a
Last
Finn
Jedi.
line.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Where'd the crystal critters go?
sound very like organic.
Well, that's the coolest one in my opinion. I had like one of those you know the meme with the guy with the beard and the glasses like, oh my god, it's sand
No,
or whatever, salt. It's salt. Well, crate, right?
Okay,
I said
yeah.
crate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crate was very visually appealing because the redness, and I thought it looked
Sure,
cool. But
yeah.
I don't want to
I
environmental.
think it's okay. It's okay as an environment. It's definitely. I'll give it points for being a little more intriguing than just snow, desert, or jungle.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it looks really cool, but environment wise, like best environment, no,
Well, those.
I wouldn't survive there.
Best is tough.
Yeah. See, best is tough because it really all depends on so many factors.
And
you
there's
know?
so many.
Yeah, and there's so many similar ones, for the most part. Those caves are actually really cool, though. The ones, like, the inside of the Crate caves where, like, all those big red crystals are when the Millennium Falcon is getting chased in that one scene that we get.
Yeah.
Nice shade of red.
That was cool. I mean, yeah, I feel like Crate was a little bit of a wasted opportunity in terms of exploring that place.
Yeah, it could have been
Yeah.
a little cooler.
But I mean, insofar as Hoth was a wasted opportunity in terms of exploring it. But no, I'm wrong.
They
wrong.
spent a lot more time there.
You get the scene with the monster, the Yeti, and the whole thing.
Exactly. You get to see more hostile wildlife. But at least they do let you explore it in the Battlefront 2 game a little bit. So
True.
that's nice. I mean, that's the best thing about the Battlefront 2 game is them just bringing those environments to life in a way where you can kind of explore them more yourself, and it feels like, you're getting something out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, good question, Snake Boy.
Do you know why we call him Snake Boy?
Oh,
wait, no, you
I
don't.
think I do know.
Why?
He doesn't know.
Because his mom was a snake.
Oh, you got it.
Yep.
How'd you know?
He just looks like one.
It's because he plays Lucas in Smash.
And he's got that stupid snake thing.
Yeah,
that he
he's a
does
little
all the
he's a
time.
little
Alright.
snake.
Got like a snake yo-yo.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone listening to get the impression that I am a Smash guy. I'm not a Smash guy, so I'm with you, normal people.
He
through
does
the
not
internet.
smash.
Let me speak up. I do not approve of Smash
That's
Bros.
right. That's right.
I don't play Smash.
People listening at home are like, "Oh, thank God."
Don't try to ask me to play Smash because I will kill myself.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
I will kill. What the fuck was that?
That was Nick.
He's molting.
All right, well, I think that's the end of this episode. If you want to see more of our content, you can follow me at Bobby_Foot on Instagram or Maladaptive Films on YouTube.
You can follow me on YouTube. My account is Bitter Peaches. I talk about anime. I haven't in a while. We're working on it. I need access to editing software, actually. And also, I guess you can follow me on Instagram, Bitter Baguette. It's just pictures of our cat now. So there you go.
Make sure to follow our Facebook page, Ewok Talk on Facebook. Send me a friend request. I still use it. Muhammad Salihin.
This guy still uses Facebook.
We can hang out.
Peace, boosh.
We can have a dual Facebook event or something.
Cool, yeah. Do you do those, like, what are those things they do now, the albums where it's like my year in review or something?
Yeah, exactly.
You do those?
Valentine's Day is coming up, so I'm over here. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
Remember to send Mo chocolates.
Please clap.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening again. We'll see you next time. And as always, nub nub.